What's good, Rachel Legends? Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. We have the Wand of Submission, one of the strongest relics in the game, certainly in the arena, is now free for everybody as part of Community Week. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? I don't know. You can make an argument both ways, right? I do think it's the most powerful relic out of the four personally, and 63% of people clearly agreed here. But it's going to be a nuisance in the arena, and we can't even see what relic people are actually have equipped on their champions in the arena. So it's very RNG, kind of a guessing game. Now, there's pros and cons to this, right? You can win battles that you have no business winning otherwise, or you can lose battles based on RNG, and you can't even really prepare for it because you don't know what they have equipped. I actually just posted this on my community tab, about 15, 20 minutes ago here, or 25 minutes ago, and here it is. Should you be able to see what relic champs are equipped with before battles in PvP? 69% of you guys think that you should be able to see the relic equipped by the opponent, and 31% of you guys, think that you shouldn't. How do you feel about that? Honestly, it's weird. You can't see artifact sets in the arena, right? You can't see masteries in the arena. You can see blessings in the arena. I think maybe relics are super freaking powerful, like the kind of like blessings, right? To me, so are artifact sets, to be fair, but to me, they're even more in terms of dynamic, what they can do in the battle, like the Wand of Submission, which we're going to talk about in a moment here. So I think that maybe you should be able to see which relic is equipped, but nothing else. You shouldn't be able to see the gemstones. You shouldn't even be able to see the level of the relic. But I think that you probably should be able to see which relic. That way you can kind of prepare for the battle, because some elements of RNG to me are okay in this game. They're inherently like in this game anyway. But man, relics are so powerful that you kind of want to know what you're going up against a little bit, just for strategy. At least that's my opinion. You guys let me know how you feel about it. So Wand of Submission won either way. You're happy about it, you're sad about it. I'm kind of glad it won, even though it's going to be annoying, because you don't want to be that guy without the Wand of Submission, where there's a lot of players with 3, 4, 5 wands already, 6 wands on their accounts, right? The whole teams have wands a lot, especially the higher that you get in the arena, and you don't want to have none if everybody else is rocking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or beyond. Anyway, that's my take on it. But let's talk about who you should put the Wand of Submission on, right? So Wand of Submissions, again, it's probably one of the top 3 relics in the game. Certainly the best PvP relic, in my opinion, that's legendary in rarity, right? So if we pull up the wand. Level 12 wand gets us 6 speed and a 4K, just shy of 4K HP. Like, those stats can help you out anywhere in the game. Even though it's mainly an arena relic, like, that's great, right? HP, speed, and accuracy, if you can ever get it to level 15, good luck, right? I don't have a level 15 relic. I think I could, but I have to sacrifice so much, and I don't have the basalt either. Do any of you guys have a level 15 relic? Either way, we love these stats, right? Again, that's a lot of HP. It doesn't seem like a lot of speed, but even 3 at level, do I have a level 9? I do. Even a level 9, getting that 3 speed, I mean, that can make a big difference. It doesn't sound like it, but 3 or 6 speed in the end game can make a huge difference. And then eventually, someday, you might get some accuracy. We also have a triangle and 2 circle gemstones, really solid as well, right? So those gemstones, TLDR, you can put the Wand of Submission on almost anybody. We'll talk about some categories that are probably best for it, but you can really put it on anybody, right? It does not require accuracy. The number one question that I see is, should I put it on somebody like an Arman's only or a Fabian only, or can I put it on a Siffy or someone that has no accuracy? Doesn't require accuracy. So kind of like an artifact set, like a stun set, right? It doesn't need it. You can still reverse it or put it back or whatever. Reflect. There we go. Reverse it or put it back, Ash. Really, bro? That's what you got for the people? Okay, so let's see how it scales here, right? Because another comment that I see on the one, let me just pull up my Siffy is one of my champions that has a wand. We can get it all the way up to a 50% chance to reflect. Now, I've seen some comments saying like 25% chance at base level. that's not that big of a deal, right? It is a big deal. I mean, it's not always going to proc. More often than not, it's not going to proc. But especially if you can eventually get your hands on 2 of them, you'll have a bigger likelihood of them procking, right? A champion, like, think about how many champions in this game have one of these or multiple of these debuffs in their kits. Marius has a stun on his A3, right? You can reflect that back. Think about anybody who's putting debuffs on an enemy. They're going to get sheeped. They're liable to get sheeped. You can reflect that sheep back onto whoever you're trying to, or whoever's trying to place it on you, right? And then Arman's with the stun, or Fabian with the true fears. And I could go on and on and on. So there's really a few categories of champions you can consider for your Wand of Submission. We mentioned a few of them, right? So let's start with the most obvious choices, right? Wand of Submission is great for Armans and is good to counter Armans. It's not great at countering Armans because nothing is great at countering Armans, right? Like, he's still broken. He's still gonna be broken. This is not a solution to Armans. It's a little band-aid you can put onto your bullet wound of Armans, okay? So Armans, this is the one I just pulled, by the way, so I have no gemstones in it yet. But Armans is going to be great because, yeah, sure, you can protect him from the CC debuffs, but he's very, very liable to get sheeped. So Wand of Submission on Arman's going to be a great option. Same thing, we mentioned him earlier with Fabian, right? Fabian's going to get sheeped a lot. So you have a chance of reflecting that sheep back, even though I have a Molten Death Bell on him. Ignore that, but he's still a great option for you, okay? So one category are just champions that are liable to get polymorphed a lot, okay? In that category, there's a bunch of them. Gizmak, right? I mean, Gizmak these are like the champions that you would consider putting pinpoint on. Same kind of category, right? These dudes, he's placing burns all over the place, man. He's going to get sheeped all over the place, right? If you don't have pinpoint. Even if you do, the cool thing about the wand, though, is that it's not, unlike pinpoint, you can't exhaust the supply, right? It's always going to have a chance to, you know, reflect that sheep back to the attacker. So a champion like Gizmak, a champion like Sulfurion, right? Very, very good. Sulfurion's incredibly good in the arena for popping that stone skin. So again, can throw a wand on Sulfurion and protect him from being sheeped, right? Now, I don't have him, but God, one of the best choices out there, and golly, I wish I did, is Vulcanos. This dude is one of the strongest damn arena champions in the game. I mean, might be a little bitter because I hate this guy and I love Sifi. And whenever an enemy receives a buff or has their turn meter increased, has a 70% chance to place a burn or activate the burn. Ooh, it's nasty. But he gets sheeped a lot. Welp, put him in a freaking Wand of Submission. Start reflecting that sheep back at the attackers. Boom, boom, boom. That's strong. That's really strong. So, yeah, Vulcanos, if you have him, I'm really jealous, first of all. But, yeah, he's going to be a great option. There's a lot of them. I mean, we talked about a lot of them already. But, you know, how about your bombers? Good old Nishak, right? Nishak's placing those bombs. He's got decrease. He's got other stuff that he could trigger a polymorph. Throw it on him, right? So, champions that are very Cometus, right? If you have Cometus, great, right? Champions that are susceptible to polymorph, right? Carnage, you can't go wrong, man. Like, there's so many. As I said, there's a ton of options for Wand of Submission. Let's go to the next category. So we talked about the first category. These are champions that are CCing. Odin, another guy, right? Champions that have CCs that will be susceptible to polymorph, right? And then there's their fast champions, right? Speed is the second stat. And like we talked about, 3 or 6 speed can make a big, big impact on your go first strategies. So you can put it on a champion like Shu Zhen, right? Obviously, she's a fast champion. She's a go first champion. She also can be polymorphed as well with a decreased speed. She's a perfect example of benefiting from that speed that we get as that second stat, right? The HP, by the way, is the first stat, so we can put it on HP-based champions. We can put it on because it doesn't require accuracy. You saw that my Sifi had one. You know, the weird thing is you can get into this kind of like argument where, yeah, sure, Sifi benefits from the speed, of course, and reflecting back all the debuffs, which is fantastic. But maybe, it's better for a champion that is always going to get polymorphed as well. Now, see if you can get polymorphed with the sleep on the A1, though. So go first champions. You can throw it on your Arbiter if you want to, just to get the extra 6 speed. If you can get it leveled up to get the 6 or the 3, right? So, man, go first. Speedy champions get even speedier. And most champions, even like an Arbiter, for example, right? Like, sure, she's not, susceptible to debuffs except for her weaken on her A1 or sheep, I should say. But if you have an Arbiter, you want to go first. But what happens if you don't go first? Well, maybe Arman's happens. Maybe Fabian happens, right? Now, it's not going to protect you from the lockout of Fabian, but it'll protect you from all those true fears. On Arman's, it might be able to reflect that stun back at the attacker. So you can absolutely go with just a fast champion. And the third champion might be your cleanser, right? So a champion like good old Marichka, obviously we love the HP on Marichka, right? The shield, the heal. We also love the reflect back, right? So that maybe everybody else on your team gets stunned. But maybe your cleanser, like a Marichka, goes in there and she doesn't get stunned. She kicks that stun back from Marius back onto the attacker. And then you're sitting pretty. You can cleanse the stun from everybody else. So you can put it on your cleanser as well. Now, Marius is so good in this game, still maybe the best champion in the game, right? That even him, with the stun on the A3, right? He has the enfeeble on the A1 as well, right? It sucks when he gets sheeped. We can use it on Marius as well. So Marius is not a bad option. A little bit more HP. Sure, he doesn't do damage based on that, but it can give him some protection from sheep on the stun and the enfeeble in his kit. And he's just such a good champion that he basically benefits from everything, right? So hopefully this is, even if you don't have all those champions, obviously there's so many others, right? I have it on my Star Sage Galathyr, but I'm not going to go through all my mythicals that are great for it. But man, hopefully I've given you some options. Heck, I'm going to give you one more because I love this guy so freaking much. Embry's the anomaly. By the way, on Marius and Embry's, I love the Orb of Transfixion as well. A nice little epic relic. It's a fun one. 10% chance to steal, going up to 20% off level 3. But anyway, I digress. Embry's, man. I mean, this guy is susceptible to sheep as well, right? He's got all kinds of debuffs. So Embry's is another good example of a champion who can absolutely benefit from the Wand of Submission, and his stats scale based on HP, and we're getting that as the first stat on the wand. So guys, perfect time to weigh in on the poll. I'll update you because it's been like 10 minutes. What do we have right now? We have 805 votes in 37 minutes. 68% of you guys think that we should be able to see the Relic in battle. By the way, I have a Still the Drakes video because that's exactly what everybody needs and wanted here in 2025. I have a Still the Drakes video going live maybe tomorrow. I think it's a fun one. Has she been power crept? Hell yeah. Or excuse me, is she still good? Hell yeah, 61% of you guys say. And no, she's been power crept, 39% of you guys. Well, I'll leave you with that just incredible cliffhanger. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support here lately on the channel. You guys have been amazing. I'm digging the community. I'm digging the game. Hopefully you guys are too, despite all those wands out there. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.